Monaco, land of royalty, casinos, yachts and not quite Indonesian flags. This 2 square kilometer speck of land on the southeastern coast of France is the richest and most densely populated country in the world. It is so incredibly wealthy that close to 1/3 of its inhabitants are millionaires. And no, we're not talking Zimbabwean dollars here, we're talking dollars. Which begs the question, how is there a microscopic country that's basically made out of solid gold? And more importantly, why has no other country, taken it? To answer these questions, we must go back in time. Maybe not that far back. Since 1297, Monaco has been ruled with some interruptions by the same noble family. But over the centuries, tiny Monaco's allegiance would shift back and forth among the grown-ups, as it once belonged to the Crown of Aragon, then France, was then seized after the French Revolution, freed, put under the protection of the Kingdom of Sardinia, forced to sell 95% of its land to France, which in 1861 finally recognized Monaco as an independent state. Relishing its newly gained independence, Monaco soon encountered a problem. Remember those 95% of land they sold off? Turns out that land had made Monaco nearly all of its money. Without it, financial ruin was a certainty. So Monaco's ruler, the prince, said, "How do you make money? Build a casino. We shall build a casino right here. In the caves? Great, but maybe change the name? Okay." And so it came to be that a casino was built in Monte Carlo that attracted tourists in droves, especially after Monaco had been connected to France and Italy via railway, which is a super important thing for a country exclusively bordered by mountains and the Mediterranean Sea. The casino was built to make the principality money, and make money it did. In fact, because of it, Monaco became so filthily rich that it could afford to stop collecting income tax from all citizens and residents, except the French, but we'll come to that later. Thanks to its mild climate, exclusive events, and especially thanks to the absence of income tax, Monaco became a magnet for rich peeps who would save millions in taxes just by living there. And because the whole country, despite efforts to make more land, is so small you can go from end to end on a casual 50-minute walk, real estate prices are off the charts. You might feel that you too want to save taxes and live among the rich and cosmetically enhanced. And you can. To become a resident of Monaco, you only need to follow a few easy steps. You rent or buy a place in the world's most expensive real estate market, open an account with a Monegasque bank and deposit at least 500,000 euros to prove you have sufficient funds, or get a job in Monaco, or set up a business in Monaco. Go through a security check, have no criminal record, and take a personal residency interview. If everything checks out, you get a temporary residence permit that you need to renew every year for 3 years and every 3 years after that. Except if, after 10 years, spending more than half of each year in Monaco, you're granted a privileged residence permit, which you only need to renew every 10 years. Like I said, easy. And while you're at it, having lived there for 10 years, you can also apply to become a citizen of Monaco, but whether citizenship is awarded lies solely with the prince, so I suggest getting on his good side. But let's go back to the question of how this tax-forgoing constitutional monarchy of a micronation is even a thing, despite constituting top-of-the-line colony material. It's because of Monaco's best buddy, France, which tremendously benefits from having a cash cow like Monaco on its border. When those rich peeps finally get bored of all the casinos, yachts and sports cars, they might just stroll over the nearly invisible border into France and spend some serious money there. Also, Monaco barely produces anything, so all the stuff has to be imported, and who better to import from than the second biggest economy in Europe right across the border. For that, France rewards its little neighbor to the southeast with independence and military protection. But things weren't always that rosy between the two. Because Monaco didn't collect any income tax, it could leech money and rich peeps away from France for decades. Which is why there live more French in Monaco than Monegasques. France didn't like that. So, in October of 1962, when the rest of the world trembled with the fear of nuclear annihilation, France decided it was a good time to address that tax disagreement. In the end, the two unequal partners struck a deal, in which French residents of Monaco would pay income tax to France, and businesses making more than 1/4 of their revenue outside of Monaco would be taxed by Monaco at French rates. That way, France isn't harmed by Monaco's tax advantage, and Monaco can keep on existing. Prosperous, eccentric, and in style. Hey peeps, quick update. I now have a Patreon page. If you want to support me in making these videos and get access to exclusive perks like your name in the credits, you can do so on Patreon. Just click the link on screen or in the description. That's all for now. Thanks for your support. Goodbye.